Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We're Camper Vibes. I'm Michelle.
I'm Blake, and today we wanted to, as we are venturing off looking for some boondocking spots, wanted to talk to you about some of the cons that are going through our head right now of owning such a big rig, fifth wheel like we do.
So if you want to know what those 5 cons are to owning a big rig, stay tuned.
Our goal, as we say in our logo, is to be wild and free.
Or as easy
Where did you come from?
as when we were young. Oh, though I felt misunderstood, it was a pleasure running away with you. We were just children acting like a doll, crazy, naive, bold and carefree. We were kids having kids, crazy, naive. It amazes me that we didn't fall apart harder than we did. Now they keep us on speaking terms. We grow and we learn. I have no regrets, only forgets. Oh, a big thank you to life for giving us sand. Oh, when the timing's right, there's no wasteland. Oh, we were just children acting like adults, crazy, naive, bold and carefree. We were kids having kids, crazy, naive. It amazes me that we didn't fall apart harder than we did.
So one of the big purposes of our channel is to help you guys determine if this lifestyle is for you.
To help as many of you guys out there.
Yeah, making an educated decision on what rig to get if you're going to live in a RV and travel like we are trying to do. You know, there's great information out there about if you're going to just live full time in your RV and not travel, or if you plan on staying extended periods of time at places. There's a lot of great information out there, but something that we want to do is travel a little more frequently than staying 6-8 months at one place. I know I've said that at the beginning of this adventure, we traveled too much, and we did. It was almost every couple of weeks we were traveling, but we want to stay for, like 2 months or, maybe 3 months at a place and then move on. So
It all depends. I mean, we're still undecided. We don't need to move fast, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't want to move.
right. So some of these cons that we came up with are things that we have been tossing around in our head over these past month. Even though we just got our new rig, there's still cons that are going to come up, and we're still learning, being only 6 months into this. So being that we have a fifth wheel that is over 38 feet long, one of the things we haven't run into yet, but wanting to travel and go see state parks and national parks, is the restricted size campgrounds. So as I said, our rig is 38 feet, and when we want to put that deck down in the back, it adds another 10, 12 feet, I believe, maybe 12 feet. So you almost need a spot that is 50 feet long to have your back deck down. There's a lot of state parks and national parks that you can't even do that. Along with the fact of being 38 feet long with the truck, going to some places where the roads are a little narrow and that type of thing, we're going to have some problems getting to the places that we want to see, specifically for Michelle, the Redwood Forest and that whole kind of Northern California area.
So kind of depending on where you want to go in your adventure, just that's something to keep in mind, because you know, maybe there's not going to be a spot for your rig and you're going to ultimately have to choose somewhere else that you don't want to be.
Or miss out on the area, or have to travel to that area, you know, pick a campground 2 hours away and then have to travel to go see that. Which that brings us into number 2 of having something that is fuel efficient, or the lack thereof. As I said, if you have to park 2 hours away from the Redwood Forest at a campground that can take your rig, now you have to drive a diesel truck 2 hours to go see that. And instead of, you know, a little trip in your truck, you have a long trip. The other thing is, like where we are staying right now, we're, I think, 7 miles from town, but that's 7 miles in a truck, you know, there and back is 1 tank of gas. So running to the store just to get 1 thing or 2 things, you know, if you forget something or you run out of something, it turns into an extra cost.
Yeah, we're finding out that having a truck isn't very wise right now.
Economically friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you try to pick a central area, and we've got Death Valley, you know, an hour from us. We got Vegas an hour from us. We've got the Grand Canyon a little over an hour. There's a lot of things that are, you know, about an hour away. But when you have to travel in a truck that takes gas, you know, it kind of hampers the amount of things you can go, especially for us.
And I think the point of this adventure is, you know, if you have to take your truck out somewhere, yeah, it's fine to travel. But I think the point is to be out in your RV, to be able to enjoy the serenity of the area that you're in, the peace, and, you know, everything that comes with it. And I think driving to that destination, you get a whole different feel than what, you know, taking our rig there would be.
Yes, I agree.
So for us, I think that is kind of a con to us. I think it's really important that we be able to take her home wherever we go, so that way we don't have to rush. We can stay there a day or 2 or 3 if we want to, you know, check that area out more than.
And, you know, we understand that no matter what type of rig you get, you're going to have bad gas mileage moving your home. Whether it's a Class A, a Class C, a travel trailer, or 5th wheel, you're going to have that bad gas mileage. But if you stay at an area for 2 months, you know, wouldn't it be nice to have a fuel-efficient SUV, or, you know, a little smart car or something like that? We see a lot of Class A's at our place that do pull little smart cars or Jeeps, you know, and then they're getting better gas mileage, so they can pick that central location and venture off from there.
I think that, you know, it all depends on how much money one wants to spend, or, you know, in this type of lifestyle or not. So in our case, we didn't think of that when we purchased our truck, to think, oh, maybe we should just get a car to tow behind and, you know, have a more fuel efficient vehicle to do those types of things. You know, we thought having the truck, the 4-wheel drive is what we really needed.
Yeah. I think it's important to think, you know, of all aspects, and as we've said, we're new, so we're still learning, but as Michelle, nailed it. It would have been really nice to have a small little fuel efficient car, because then you can let your truck sit there and she could follow behind, pull on the 5th wheel, or we've seen people do all different sorts of things. So just something for you to think about.
So that brings us into number 3. Another con of owning a big rig is that it's hard to break old habits. And what I mean by that is that I think that our rig we looked it up yesterday, and it was 323 square feet in our particular rig. It's a carbon 347, and personally for our family, I think we're still too big, and what I thought we needed was more space for the kids, but that's not the case. I think we need to go even smaller.
And what she means by that is, after you do your chores or your daily activities or whatever it is you're doing, work camping, instead of coming home and sitting outside and enjoying the beautiful scenery and weather, you sit on the couch in your heated seats or massage seats and turn on your favorite TV show. So I think, forcing yourself to change habits of your living in a house lifestyle is a con from having such a big rig with, all the amenities that we have at home.
Yeah, and also I think, as great as it is to have some of the new storage space that we have, it's also a con because, we have that underbed storage. If you didn't see in one of our old videos, we had a Cougar, which we didn't have that space, and we really wanted it so we could store more things. But that's not the case. You tend to store the things that you think you're gonna, you need, but then you never end up touching them because it's hard to get and maneuver everything. You have to take out, 2 or 3 totes to get one thing, and you just don't want to mess with it. So to me, that's wasted space. It's wasted, time trying to figure out where to store that stuff when you probably really don't need it.
And the purpose of our lifestyle, or the way that we want to live, is to live simply and enjoy nature and life, and having all that extra space for us is a con.
Yeah. I think we know what's in our head, but it's just to get to that point is a slow process, and it's a learning process, and we can do as much research as you want, but until you're out here living this lifestyle, you don't know.
And having all that space leads us to number 4, which is what do you do every day, all day?
Clean.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was tired of that daily routine of cleaning all day, and don't get me wrong, I love cleaning and I love having a tidy, organized place, but I don't want to spend my time doing that as much anymore. And I find that you're actually cleaning a little bit more because you're in a smaller space, and things tend to get a little bit messier.
So every time the kid takes out one toy, or not toy, because the kids don't have toys, but colored pencils, that takes up a huge space on your dining room table.
Mm-hmm.
So now your whole table is taken up with that, where at a house, that could be up in the room, so you wouldn't notice it as much. But now you notice it even more, so I think she spends more time cleaning up every strand of dog hair and every,
Right, and I don't think the smaller space causes that. I think just all of our junk causes this problem. So,
well, junk in the space that you see it a lot more easier than it's hidden in a room.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to spend all my time cleaning up a place. I want to spend my time with my family. I don't want to spend time, picking up after everything. So, we're still working on trying to minimize all of our stuff. So that kind of led us into number 5, where more space is not necessarily good space. Just be conscientious of, what you really want to do in this lifestyle. Try to, before you go out and buy something, I just recommend, sitting and thinking or talking with your family, like, what's your goals when you get out there? What are you going to do? What do you want to accomplish?
And I think for us, our goal was to be outdoors more and to, hike and be in nature and that kind of stuff.
The kids, they have their comfort still, and we kind of want to torture our kids. We want them to get out there. We want them to learn things. We want them to be able to experience what, this lifestyle has to offer.
And I think Madison's doing a very good job at that. She's been doing a lot of things out of her norm, but Brady is really stuck in his ways, and it's difficult when they have that comfort of home to just turn on the TV and play their games.
It's funny, we're in the middle of nowhere, but now we're getting more traffic than we thought. Hold on.
So as Michelle has said many a times, and I have said, our goal is to be out in nature and want a boondock and all that kind of stuff. And I think having such a big rig and being dependent on electricity and water and sewer and all that kind of stuff, with a big rig, it kind of forces you to stay at campgrounds for a long period of time. And I think for us, in our lifestyle, that's not what we want to accomplish. So, as you guys sit there and think about what you want in your lifestyle or in how you live this lifestyle, think of size and, if you want to be at campgrounds, great. Then get a big rig and a fifth wheel, and you can park and move every, couple times a year. But if you want to move and see the United States and the beautiful scenery and all that kind of stuff, we kind of are suggesting smaller is better.
For you toy hauler owners out there, let us know in the comments if you have this problem where you're trying to go on these adventures and you're having trouble because you can't park your rig somewhere, or if you're taking it boondocking into a remote location if you're having trouble, because we're not sure and we could use some help, you know.
Yeah, we're not talking boondocking, 2 miles, 5 miles from town, or just off the highway at Quartzsite. We're talking down a dirt road, 20 some miles, 15 miles, where there is hardly any internet service and, just you and nature. So, if you could let us know in the comments below, that'd be great. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and let us know any comments, suggestions, or anything you have down in the comments below. We love communicating with everybody and meeting new people. So
yeah, we're just newbies, so we just want to get, help as many people that are interested in this lifestyle. We want to give it to you, the truth and, all the thoughts and things that we're thinking and going through, because it's not an easy process.
And as Michelle said, not from people that have endless amounts of money. It's from people, we're normal people. We both, was one income family, and we just wanted to make a change. I mean, Michelle worked a little bit here and there, but we wanted to make a change in our lifestyle. So we don't have an endless supply of money to keep on, buying gas and updating everything. So, real people,
real life.
So we hope we gave you some valuable information to think about if you're in this lifestyle, if you're thinking about this lifestyle. Just some thoughts for you to think of when you're picking out your rig, because as Michelle says,
Picking out a rig is extremely hard and a waste of money. So please don't buy new right away, because unless you really know what you're gonna do, don't buy new.
Exactly.
So see you guys in the next video.
Here, look at my hair.
It's beautiful, honey.
I've got a little sleepy.
I love your hair. It's cute.
Hey
Hi.
there. Oh, are you gonna do that?
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go. A fifth wheel like we do.
So stay tuned for those top 5 cons. No, wait.
Got a shadow from the truck.
Where?
When you're over here. See?
That's okay.
Just to learn from our experiences and grow
Can you
from
start over? Our channel's good, but
Then
to
you
say,
say-
no, you said it good. You can pause so
Yeah,
we
no.
can. Don't give me dirty looks.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know we wanted to travel a whole lot, so that's a whole nother story that you can get into.
I was gonna do it if you didn't do it.
But you need to conversate with me.
Anything, Dad?
You need to communicate, honey, so we know what we're trying to accomplish here. Lesser campgrounds that you can